Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and I'm so happy to see all of you from all over the country and all over the world joining us this evening. So tonight, our system is working a little funny, and we're not seeing all of the Facebook comments yet, but we're starting to see them come through now. So that's a good thing. Hopefully everything is good on your end out there. Hoping you had a great day yesterday, and we sure did. We've been busy packing and picking your orders. Well, I haven't, but my wonderful team has. And I'm so excited for tonight's video that we can play a little bit with the brand new Festive Fall kit. So let me just tell you something that happened to me today. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. This might be a new thing in the medical community. I'm sure they're bogged down with a million things, but I think I told you guys way back in January that I started getting flashes in my eye and I started getting all of these floaters and I thought my retina was detaching. I went into the hospital and they checked it and they said, no, what you have is something with the tissue in the eye. It's in basically old age. My eyes are getting old. And so I have some floaters. Well, I was supposed to have an eye doctor appointment tomorrow. So I was all set. And I got a call a couple of days ago confirming my appointment for Friday at 2:30. And I looked at my calendar, Friday at 2:30. I confirmed the appointment. So today I got another call confirming my appointment for Monday at 2:45. And I thought, wait a minute. So I went into that My Chart thing where you can go and look at your appointments. And there it was, Monday at 2:45. I think they changed my appointment. And I don't know, maybe the doctor had something that came up and he couldn't make it today and they just bumped my appointment. But my first reaction was I was so irritated. And I was thinking, gosh, I'm busy. I have things to do, which means now I have to move my live because I won't be able to do Monday nights live. And I was really irritated about it. But then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? If I change the way I look at things, the things I look at will change. And so I started thinking about how blessed I am that they made room for me and got me in on Monday, and I still get to see my doctor in a relatively quick period of time. And so now I'm not so mad anymore. But in the beginning, I was upset. But I really think that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So that's kind of my theme tonight. We are in the season of gratitude, so I'm going to be grateful for all of the things that I have, especially you guys. So tonight I wanted to play with the brand new kit, and let me pull it up here. There we go. So here it is, the Festive Fall kit. This one is getting really limited. I don't think we've ever almost sold out of a kit so fast. But this has 3 big 6x8 stamp sets, this fun Harvest Flourish stencil, some cardstock and dies. And the stamp set that I'm going to use tonight is the Autumn Silhouette stamp set. You guys know I couldn't not use this one first because we've been talking so much about silhouette stamping and we've been playing with leaves. So for those of you that live in a climate where you don't have all of those leaves to just pick up and try stamping with, you've got some beautiful leaves that look very similar to that style, but they're smaller, so you're going to be able to get a lot more of them on your card. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of gray cardstock here just to put down. We had to, earlier today, we had to take our whole system apart so that I could make a different kind of video for the Scrapbook Expo. We are going to be one of the virtual vendors at the Scrapbook Expo coming up in October, and I'll tell you more about that later in the month or earlier next month. But welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to see all of you stopping in this evening. Okay, so what I have here is I have some of the Masking Magic masking paper, and I thought for one of my cards I would try something a little bit different. So what I want to do is I want to kind of create the effect of these leaves kind of like swooshing through the air. And I thought maybe the best way to do that would be to actually cut some swooshes. So So I'm going to start, let's see, I'm going to start like this right here. And I'm going to cut just a curve. And I'm going to go back and cut a curve up that way. So I think that is going to work out really nicely. Now, it's not perfect. It's not like cutting it with a die, but when it comes to ink blending, that's not really going to matter all that much. So then I'm going to cut another one. I have an extra piece here, and I want this to be wider down here, and then I want it to kind of come up like that. So I'm going to start down this way. I have to actually like stand in the right position. So I'm going to start real low down here, and then I'm going to do a little swoosh, and then I'm going to work my way up like that. Let's see how that looks. I think I want to come up here more. All right. So I'm going to put it right about there. I can even do it like that if I want. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. You guys see that? So let's start by taking apart. Did I cut the seam out? I think I did. So I'll have to just kind of bend it at the top and then use my nail to kind of open it. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to place this right here. And it's okay. I just want to make sure that masking paper is awesome because you can like pick it up and move it. You can reuse it. Having a little trouble here seeing. See, I needed that eye doctor appointment today. No, I'm going to do one more because I really don't want that to be there. And then I'm actually, when I tape this down, I'm going to stick it right to the piece of cardstock that I'm blending on. Okay. And so this one, I think I'll go like that. All right. So I hope that you guys had an okay day today. I know a lot of stuff is going on out there, and I'm just hoping this is a nice little mental break from all of the craziness in the world. I want this to be wide. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. And I know this is hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. There you go. That helps you see the difference. There's the masking paper. And then I'm going to just put a little piece of, a little scrap of cardstock. Let me find one here. I have a little, I'll just cut a little piece down. This is just some faded brick. And I'll put that right there. And then I will tack that down with some washi tape just to make sure it doesn't move or go anywhere. All right. So now I'm going to use some nice fall colors. So I want to do a nice blend that goes from, I really want to get some pink in there. This is Innocent Pink, and it's such a warm pink that I think it works really well with Peach Bellini. But I also want some gold. So maybe if I did that and then I ended up with some honey mustard, that might be a pretty combination. Let's give it a shot. We'll see what we get. So one thing that I do is I always have my tidy towel close by, and I also always have some paper towels around. So what I'm going to do is, this has lots of different colors on it. So I'm going to rub the brush over my tidy towel to remove some of the ink. And then I'm going to rub that on a paper towel until it starts to not transfer the ink anymore. So you see that's very little ink there compared to what it started with. So even though my brush is stained, I should still not get too much transfer of whatever the orange that was on here from before. So I'm going to start with some Innocent Pink. And I know that this isn't necessarily the most autumny color, but I really wanted to use it tonight. So I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper, and I'm just going to check the color. Yeah, that'll be good. All right. So I'm really inking it up well.
What color is that?
This is Innocent Pink. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. Innocent Pink. I'm going to work my way down. Now, I heard that some of you were struggling a little bit with ink blending. I have to tell you, it's not just the ink and it's not just the blending brushes. It's also the cardstock. So I highly encourage you to try some of our cardstock. This is the white cardstock. This is 80 pound that I'm using. But it's so smooth. I'm telling you, I don't care what kind of cardstock you're using right now. I don't think you've ever felt anything as smooth as ours. It's really smooth. Okay, so that gives me just a little bit of Innocent Pink. And then I think I'm going to, let's clean the brush off again. And find that paper towel. Now I think I'm going to, I don't want to do peach because that almost looks a little peachy because I think a little bit of the orange that was left over on the brush might have gotten in there. So I think I want to go like with a brighter orange. Or I could go with a yellow. How about if I do honey mustard or prickly pear? Let me do prickly pear. I'm all over the place tonight. I don't know what I want to do. So it's okay to use the same brush. Now I'm going to come in right here. I'm going to work my way up into that pink. And you can see that it almost turns the line in between them to like a peach. Okay. I'm going to go back. Maybe I'll put a little peach in there. I just cleaned off the brush again. I think I'll do a little peach in the... Ooh, yeah. So you just never know what... So I'm using peach Bellini right now. You just never know what's going to really look good. You just have to play. And don't be afraid to play. Every once in a while, I see questions on our Facebook group where people will say, do you think I could use peach and pink together? I say, you go for it. You try it and see what it looks like, because I bet you can, and I bet it's going to look great. Don't be afraid to try things. Okay, I'm going to put this brush down. I've got another brush over here that has some pink on it. So I'm going to go back to the Innocent Pink and add a little bit more in there, just along that line. I don't know why I felt the need to use the same brush over and over again. All right. Love that. That's going to look a lot better when I peel the stuff off. It always looks like a hot mess until you peel the masking away. All right, and then I need one more color. So I think I'm going to go with the Honey Mustard for this one. So I have a yellow brush. I'm going to brush away the excess yellow. This is really bright yellow that was on here. And now I'm going to use some Honey Mustard. All right. Now I'm going to go with a light hand with this one. I can go back and layer more on there. All right, there we go. Looking good.
Word on the brushes.
Yes, our brushes, I don't know if I told you guys this, our brushes shipped, and it looks like they're going to take about 30 days. So we are planning our brushes to be released with our holiday release, which is going to be awesome because I've got some really fun things planned for you guys for the holidays. Okay. Now we can go back and we can add more. Should we add a little more peach in there? Let's add a little more peach Bellini in there. And then we're going to give this a little chance to dry because this is actually pretty wet. Not that our dye ink takes a long time to dry, but until it's completely dry, it doesn't look as smooth. And we just put a lot of ink on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece off. There we go. And then I'm going to take this piece off. There. Okay. So that's what that is going to look like. Yeah, after a while, it just all smooths out. And if you are in a hurry, one thing that I do like to do, let me grab my heat tool. I use the Wagner heat tool, but I have some other heat tools too from the past. I have the Marvy one. I also have the Wow one. And that's really cool. They're all really, really nice. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry this lightly. And you start to see it's just starting to smooth out a little bit. Our ink has a smoothing agent in it, and it just smooths out beautifully as it dries. Okay, so now let's see. I think that I should use, instead of black, I know this is going to be so painful for me, guys, because you know I'm addicted to everything black with silhouettes. I'm going to use charcoal brown. So charcoal brown is a great color. It is the color that I would use for warm toned things when you want it to be almost as dark as black, but you you don't want to use black. You don't want it to be that stark. So these are brand new stamps. So I'm going to do a practice stamping. Let's see if this fits on here. I don't know that that fits on that block. I'm going to use a bigger block for this stamp. That's really big. Let me see if it fits on our square one. Oh, it does. I think I'm going to use the square one. This is our rectangle block. And if you guys are in the market for blocks, just consider trying even a small one of these before you make the commitment. These are our comfort blocks, and they are so smooth. There isn't a sharp edge on them. So if you've ever been stamping and it feels sharp in your hands, wow, these are amazing. Okay. So I'm going to just take this little scrap paper here, and I want to stamp this once to make sure it's going to stamp nicely. I think it will. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So I feel like I should put this one maybe kind of floating downward. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. I really like to stamp my images with the block on its back, and I like to press the ink into it because I can really see it better. All right, I'm going to stamp that right here. Nice. Okay, let me clean that off with the tidy towel. And let me get another one. So I'm going to use this one because this is a little bit longer. And I'm going to stamp it kind of going off the card, but not much because I'm going to trim this down. This is really big. So not much. I'm not going to go too much off. I love these stamps. I love how fun this look is. Oh, yeah. So this is a bit easier than going out and finding leaves. However, tell the truth, that was a good mental thing to do, wasn't it? Just to go out and like look for leaves. That was fun. I had a lot of fun making that video with you guys. Okay, I'm going to put that one this way. Yeah, Misty is great to use with this too. You certainly could do that. Okay. Oh, yeah. And one more. somebody called this a ginkgo leaf on the one of my posts that I made, and they were like, "Oh, I see you have a ginkgo leaf," and I was like, "Is that a ginkgo leaf?" Because I have a ginkgo tree out front, and it didn't look like a ginkgo leaf. So I was trying to be all cool, like I knew what I was talking about, and I was like, "Yeah, that's going to be released on Monday night." And she's like, "Oh, you mean it really is a ginkgo leaf?" I was like, "I don't know. No, I don't think so." Trying to be cool and fit in. And okay, so I love that look. What do you guys think? Is that fun? So I am going to cut some of this off. I don't even want to, but I should. So I'm going to cut some of it off, and I think I'm going to use our master layouts to do it. So let me bring my die cutting machine in and move some of this out of the way. And I'm going to back up just a bit so you guys can see a little better. Yeah, so the colors that I used, do you see how smooth it is now? It's like glass. So that's why if you're ink blending and it hasn't dried yet and you're already posting that you're having trouble, just give it a few minutes to dry, because I'm telling you, it dries up really nicely. So well, you hate to cut all those off, but I think this is still going to look really pretty. Okay, I'm going to move it over a little. So I'm going to check this before I actually cut it to make sure this greeting is going to fit. Yep, it will. Still could go down just a hair, just to limit some of my anxiety. Okay, now I'm going to lay this on top and hope for the best. Here I go. So yes, if you guys are just joining us, I would absolutely love if you would like this video. That always helps on YouTube. And okay, there we go. I think that turned out really cute. If you would like the video, click the like button. And also, if you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can do that. And then you'll always get notifications when we're going to go live or when I have new regular videos. And I think I've had like one regular video since the pandemic hit. I'm moving this out of the way because I need to cut some cardstock here. So I think I've had like one regular video since the pandemic, but you will always get notifications for lives too, which is really fun. I'm going to put that aside. And then I have a piece of charcoal brown cardstock, and I just need to cut this in half, and I'm going to cut it in half again at 4 1/4. So that was 5 1/2 and 4 1/4. And now I can cut it with my master layouts, so I know it's going to be perfect. Yeah, so I'd appreciate that if you wouldn't mind. Now, I did see a trick, and it's from you guys. So some of you have trouble feeding this in this way, and if you just turn it on an angle, it cuts a little easier. You don't have to struggle as much, and it doesn't crack quite as much. It'll still crack, but not as much. See how easy that's going through? That was like nothing. So the angle is great. The reason why I didn't do the other one on the angle was because I was afraid it was going to mess up my orientation of how I wanted to cut it. But that is charcoal brown cardstock. Beautiful. Okay. Let me move my die cutting machine out of the way.
Jesse asked how your hand is after the surgery.
Oh, Jesse, thank you for asking. So I had surgery last year. I think it was the day before Thanksgiving. And I had bad carpal tunnel in this hand. I'll tell you what, it is like a new hand. I have had absolutely not 1 second of trouble since I've had the surgery. 5 stars. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. It was fantastic. And I thought I needed it on the other hand. And I think I was just leaning so much on the other hand that I was really tiring it out. And now my other hand doesn't even bother me anymore because I can use this one. Okay, so I want to use the greeting. Trees show us just how beautiful letting go can be. See, and the leaves are all letting go, flying around. Okay, trees. So let's line this up. Sorry if my head's in the way. I'm getting my roots done tomorrow. They're really bad. I have an appointment with Rena from Rena K Designs. She is going to fix me up and make me good again. So I'm going to use an ink cube for this because I like the control that I get when I'm stamping a greeting with an ink cube. And I want to make sure that's up in the corner because, again, these are brand new stamps. And a lot of times the first time you stamp a new stamp, you don't get quite the impression that you want. Get that off of there. Okay, here we go. I need my Chucky tool. Here it is. Yes, that's beautiful. Oh, that came out so nice. So I know there's always somebody that says, what's a Chucky tool? And this is from my friend. You guys have to hear this every time we do a live. This is from my friend Chuck Meadows. He used a curtain finial and a furniture protecting pad. He Gorilla Glued them together and he sent it to me to rub over my Misty. It makes it easier for me. And if you go over to our Facebook page, Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends, we actually have a whole gallery in there now of everybody's different Chucky tools. It's the cutest thing. All right, so I am loving this card already. Do you guys like this layout? This is exciting. Okay, so what I like to do sometimes when I am working on dark cardstock is I like to put a piece of lighter cardstock underneath so I can see it a little better. Okay. Yes, if you're looking for our products, you certainly can order them from us at ginakdesigns.com. If you are in a different country than the United States, we have vendors all over the world. You can go to our website, ginakdesigns.com, and click on the tab that says Our Retailers, and it will tell you where there are stores in your country. And also in this country, there might be local stores in your area that you can go and get our stuff too. So always check that out too. All right, so there is the little bit of edge there from the master layouts. And now I definitely think there's a lot of colors I could use. I want to use something from the kit. So this is faded brick, and that would be very pretty. I didn't even use faded brick in the card, but that would be very, very pretty. I also think this is the wrong orientation, but I also think that the craft really looks great. Love it. Oh, Andy says white. We'll have to try white. The other one I want to try is honey mustard. That is in the kit as well. What else is in the kit? Oh, the sweet mango. I think sweet mango might be a little too bright, but I will honor Andy's suggestion here, and I just have to look at it with the white. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, what do you guys think? All right, I'm going to give you a chance here because you all saw the other colors and you said it right away, but does the white just make all the colors in the fade in that little banner stick out more? Faded brick. I'm getting lots of faded brick. Faded brick for sure. Let's see, mustard. Okay, we have Andy and Judy with white. Craft. Okay, I think the overwhelming choice there was faded brick. Now, don't be disappointed. I know it's always disappointing when your color isn't chosen. But if you have this kit coming, I want to see you guys do this card too, and I want to see it in these colors. And I want to see what color card base you would do. I liked them all, honestly. I could make this card 4 times and put them on all those different backgrounds. Okay. So there we go. There is the first card. And this actually would look a lot better up against something white so that you can see it better. So there you go. My paper towel to the rescue. Faded brick is nice. And you know, I do so many white card bases that it is really nice to pull out a colored card base once in a while and use it. Yeah, it brings out the colors. And it's cool because there's no faded brick in there. All right, so that's my first card tonight. So now I want to try something a little bit different with this same kind of idea. So let me put this card aside and we'll get another piece of white cardstock here. And let's see. So I've got some leftover pieces here. I wonder if I could make another swoosh. Kind of. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can. No, I'm gonna recut because I want the swoosh to be a little less swooshy. Maybe I want it more swooshy on this one. So I'll do this at the top. Blustery. That's it. Tom has the word blustery. Let's go with we'll cut it down this way. And we'll do that. Okay. We'll do that this time. We'll give it a shot. It's almost the same thing. I'm telling you, I'm hemming and hawing over this like it's a big deal. Let me just give you some advice. Don't hem and haw over it because it's going to look good no matter what you do. Even though I'm hemming and hawing. I'm going to cut this off though here. I'm going to cut it with the paper cutter. Where'd that go? Here it is. Do you guys lose things right in front of your eyes? I do all the time. I'm just going to cut this down because I really don't want to. I mean, I can use that for another card, so why not save it? Okay. So this is going to be a little different, this one. I just really want to try something else with it. Now, this one might not be as big of a hit, but, you know, this is live, and it's Whimsical Wednesday. What did we call it? We had a name for it. Somebody said a name for it because I never know what I'm doing, so it's like off the cuff, but it was funnier than that. Somebody remembers. Okay, so that's crazy. Now I'm going to take the new Harvest Flourish stencil and put that on top. There we go. I'll put that on top. And then I'm going to tape that down with some washi tape. And remember, Wing It Wednesday. Thank you, Laura. Yeah. Oh, they're all saying it. Wacky Wednesday, Wing It Wednesday. Thank you all so much. I just happened to look up and see that Laura saw it, but I saw a lot of you saw it. Thank you. Wing It Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I love you all so much. This is so much fun to be with you. All right, so shall we do a different color combination? Of course we should. We should do some turquoise sea, some apple mint, and sorry, I've got my back turned. One more color. What do you think? Apple mint, well, maybe apple mint's too light. Let's do Lucky Clover, Turquoise Sea, and maybe a little wild lilac, just for fun. We're gonna do it crazy style. So these I have brushes for. These brushes I got at Simon Says Stamp. I really like them. But I am really excited for ours. I can't lie. Okay, so I'm going to do the same fade again. Like instead of going, I was thinking about color blocking, like going across this way with the colors. And that was my intention to begin with. But after seeing how this one turned out, I think I really like that rainbow fade going this way. So let's start with some Lucky Clover. Now this I'm going to go light on. I know these are not traditional autumn colors. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. But, you know, that's the thing that's cool about, you know, this stamp kit. I mean, yeah, of course, it's great for autumn. It's beautiful for autumn. But it's going to go way beyond autumn because leaves are always popular. Here's some Turquoise Sea. Silhouette stamps are always popular. I'm pushing that up into the Lucky Clover. So I'm getting that nice kind of blend between those colors. Yes, it is okay to change it up. I love this stencil too. And now I'm going to Wild Lilac. And I'm going to work that up into that blue a little bit. Can't even see where the masks are. I'm going back over with just the brush of the blue. And did you see what happened there? So there was ink just resting on the stencil, some of the lilac ink, and I just blended it down into across the line, and now it is so smooth, that blend. Okay, I'm going back over with a little green again. I don't want to lose all my green. Okay, I think that's it. Now I'm going to take the stencil off. Oh, that's fun. That is very fun. Now, these are very bright colors, and they may have been the wrong colors to use because I wanted to stamp leaves on top. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this brush with no more ink on it, and I'm going to go over what I just did. And that's going to fill in the white a little bit. It's not going to be so harsh, but it's not going to change my stencil look. I'm going to do the same thing with the blue. I'm going to go across there with the blue, the turquoise sea. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the lilac, just a light brushing of lilac. That's also going to help define the edge a little bit. You know, I might not even stamp leaves on this. We have to see how this looks. All right, here we go. The excitement of the reveal. Woo! That is so fun. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. It can go either way. I think I'm going to turn it this way because I think I have a little more room down here for the greeting. Although, remember what we talked about? When we cut it with the die, and grab that die, we can position that die wherever we want it. So, you know, we could always move it down this way more. Kind of looks like a fish or a mermaid tail. Doesn't it look like a mermaid tail? You could, if you had a mermaid stamp, something like with a mermaid greeting, you could almost make your own mermaid tail. Okay, I think I'm going to cut it there. It really looks like a fish. Should I try stamping leaves on it? I think I should. It might muck it up a little, but let's try it. Okay, we definitely can't use brown. We have to use black. I didn't even bring my black ink pad over here tonight because I didn't think I was going to use it, but okay. You got to do it. Leaves are always fun. I feel like even flowers would be fun on this one. Like those big sunflowers. Well, we'll try this, and if it doesn't look good, we'll just toss it aside and we'll use it as an experience to make ourselves better people.
You still use glitter gel and stuff?
I do. All right, I'm going to stamp that here. I do. It's been a little while. Oh, yeah. I kind of like it. I like that. All right. Yes, it's been a while since I've done a glitter gel project. I know I'll be doing a lot of them for Christmas. Hint, hint. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Actually, I didn't think the leaves were even going to show up on this, but they really do. I probably had a little too much ink on the big leaf, the maple leaf, but well, welcome. I see a couple people just joined. It's so good to see you here. All right, and you know me, I like it that way.
supplies list for this video?
I usually, on the YouTube video, somebody asked if I do a supplies list. Usually on the YouTube video, I do say what stamps and dyes that I use. And sometimes if it's a very specific video, I put the colors of ink. Like if it's an ink blending video, I might do that. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm digging this, but we're going to go with it. We're going to keep making it into a card because I was a little iffy during the last one. So I got to try it. I think it would have probably looked a lot cooler had I used lighter colors for the background, but you got to live and learn and you got to try stuff. So that's what we're doing. We're living and learning tonight. So for this one on the YouTube video, I can definitely put the colors in that I used, if that would help. That will be helpful. Okay. I think I'll come down just a little bit more. And then what greeting do we want to do on this one? I think we want to do, my heart is filled with gratitude. I like that greeting. Because I definitely could send this as a thank you card. Doesn't have to be necessarily all autumny. What's nice too is you can't cut this crooked because of that swoosh. Being a swoosh, there is no straight. It's just whatever comes out, comes out. Okay, see, I like it better now once it's cut down. All right, let me cut a black panel using the other die. Here's the die. And I just need a piece of black cardstock. And again, I'm going to do that side trick. If you turn it that way, you turn your die on the plate that way. These big dies, they just cut with no pressure at all and no crunchy sound or anything, really. It goes really nicely. We just had to do one fun one. Okay. It's going to be cute. Okay, let's get the greeting on here. And then we have to decide on a card base color. Let me find my Misty in my mess. My die was stuck to it. Okay, so we're going to get that really nice and snug in the corner. We're going to do the my heart is filled with gratitude. Okay. My heart is filled with gratitude.
A request for Lucky Clover base.
Lucky Clover base? Okay, we'll try that for sure. Lucky Clover. What else you got? You know what I think might look really pretty? This is just my opinion now. Others may vary.
Key lime, white.
Well, white would be good too, and key lime would be good, but I'm thinking, see that really light purple there? I'm thinking lovely lavender. There's no lovely lavender in here, but I'm thinking that that's going to just make it all stand out. So we'll have to try a few. I have a bunch of them. I'm finding my black ink cube. And I'm going to ink this up. And stamping it, get my Chucky tool. Nice. Nice, nice. Let me clean that. I'm trying to be better about cleaning my stamps. When you get new stamps, sometimes you're a little more obsessive when they're new. But I was looking at my wreath builder stamps today, and oh my gosh, they're all like bright orange now. So I can tell that I've loved them to death. Okay, so I'm going to adhere these two panels together. See, I like this more now. Not more than the first one. I love the first one, but I like it more than I thought I was going to like it because things soften up, you know, as that ink dries. It gets more airbrushy and, all right, now let me find some card bases here. I've got my tub of card bases with my brayers and my rubber bands. So this is the, all right, do I have a key lime in here? I do. So here is key lime.
Sure.
I'm sure. That's key lime. Can I zoom in a bit here so you guys can see it a little closely? Oh, you poor people that are watching on your big screen. Sorry about my cuticles. Okay, so that's key lime. And I love that. That looks really good. But I have to try this lovely lavender. This is going in the wrong direction, but what do you think of that? Does that just make it look more glowy? I really like that. And we'll try, what else did people say, Tom? Somebody say
eggplant, white.
Eggplant, white. Okay, I don't have an eggplant cut up. Let's try a white one. Oh, the white's pretty too. The white is definitely pretty. But I'm just really drawn to the lovely lavender. Should I go for it? Should I make a card that opens this way? Have you ever done this? One of these kind of cards where it opens this weird way? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. Oh, the one color that we didn't look at would be like Ocean Mist because we've got that turquoise in there. So let's just look at it. See, I think, I'll tell you, when you do these kind of blends, like any color you put it on looks good. But yes, I agree. Let's do the lavender. Okay. Alrighty, and I'm going to make it the weird side fold because I don't have one cut the other way, but that's okay. That gives you a lot of writing room for some reason. I know it's the same amount of space, so, you know, science, but I don't know. It just kind of feels like you're writing a book or something. All right, so there's that card. And let's get this out of here. Let me get a white piece of cardstock. Actually, I have this. Let me get this. This is just a piece of 12 by 12 paper, and I'll put these on here. Is that too bright? Did it get too bright, Tom? For them to see? I just feel like you're able to see it better if it's up against some white. So there are the two cards. So the more plain one, this would be a great masculine idea if you're looking for cards for somebody who's not real interested in something frilly. So, you know, just the plain blend in the swoosh. And then over here, somebody that likes something a little more funky and more, you know, maybe more, I don't want to say trendy, but it's just kind of funky. Kind of like it. I like it more now than I did when I was making it. I didn't think I would like it either, Melissa. I think you and I are on the same wavelength. So that's not so bad to see them this way either. Okay, that white was causing my floaters to do weird things. All right, so they are our finished cards tonight. I have so many more ideas for this kit, guys. I cannot wait to show you some of the other fun things. So tonight we talked a little bit about my doctor's appointment getting switched on me without me knowing it, and how I was kind of bitter at the beginning. But then when I thought about how grateful I was to still be able to get in, and that it may have been that the doctor had an emergency and I was kind of just being a brat, I thought, you know, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So my final quote for tonight is, trade your expectations for appreciation and the whole world changes instantly. Hey, thank you guys so much for being here. Now remember, because my appointment got moved to Monday late in the day, and I have to travel about almost an hour and a half to see my doctor, plus he's going to dilate my eyes. So by the time I get home, I don't think I'm going to be able to do a live on Monday night, but we'll pick a different night next week to add a second live in. But I'll definitely be here on Wednesday. So we'll let you know what night we're going to be able to do the second one. But until next week, you guys have a wonderful evening, a wonderful rest of your week. Stay safe.